Good morning, good day, and good night, everyone. Tappy here. I'm using something a little different this time. I got it alongside the visual novel that we have for today. And it is called Voice Mod. I'm sure y'all have heard it before, but this is the first time that I'm actually going to use it, because I usually just try to do my own voices. But with something like this, I think it'd be pretty cool to have something change my voice. Anyway, without further ado, let's go on into the chatting stream. Hello. There we go. Howdy, howdy. So yes, today we're going to be playing a different visual novel. Don't get me wrong, I do like Dream Daddy, but I really wanted to expand more on, I guess it's a furry visual novel? Yeah, it is. But after playing my friend's visual novel, Glass Half Full, I wanted to play another one. And because, you know, they're really unique. I really enjoy them. So, I really want to play another one, and so we will. Anywho, let's go on into the live feed of the game. In 3, 2, 1. And the game will begin as soon as I open it. Which is right now. There you go. We'll stick with that. Yeah. Cool beans. Okay, so now we're gonna start into the game. Sorry about all that initial 13 minutes worth of settings. Yes. So, this is Where the Demon Lurks. From what I've read the synopsis, you're basically the overlord of, you know, hell, the underworld. But you've been doing it for so long, the whole business has become a business. And it just kind of runs itself. To the point where you're just kind of like, I'm bored as overlord. So I'm gonna go back into like the mortal realm and just kind of enjoy myself, see what they're up to. And as you can see, apparently he picked himself a Switch. And so he's just like, wow, humans are cool. Or you like the mortals. The mortals are pretty cool right now. They're making cool I keep saying cool beans. They're making cool beans, they're making cool beanies, they're making kombucha. They're so cool. And nachos, I can see that right there. That's actually a pretty cool little screen holder. It's much better than the little kickstand that it comes with. But anywho, we're gonna jump into the game in 3, 2, 1. And thanks for joining. Prologue. He's just making the demon. I mean, yeah, that's what it looks like. He's just making a demon hold it. A bloody red light tears a hole through the middle of the office room. The demonic light caresses the countless books held against the walls, tombs that had surely outlived the duties of many a demon lord. Though, for all the secrets and worlds kept between their pages, you had seen enough of them. The light rips apart further, a portal from which you step out into the otherwise fairly regular room. A glass bookshelf to your left is bathed in a red-hued light, reflecting your figure. If the horns, the yellow iris, and the blue flame over your head did not already give it away, you are a demon. Reaching the edge of the desk, you drop your hand against the hardwood and drag it along the surface until you take a seat behind the table. Today, you begin your reign over the spawns of the underworld as the almighty judge of the world's sinners. Today, you will make a mark on the world. Ooh, another portal opens up in the middle of your office. That familiar, portally demonic gut mouth sticks out first, eventually followed by the dark, bullish figure known as Vendrake, the right-hand demon of every single demon lord thus far in the flesh. His shirt is so primely tucked into his pants, you wonder how long he spends checking himself out in the mirror every morning. The demon's slow gait, combined with his slightly raised chin, exudes confidence. If you didn't know any better, you'd think he owned the place, commanding the room with his aeons of experience. Despite your place as the demon lord, you can't help but acknowledge that this demon is older, wiser, and holds just as much power as you do. Hold on, let me find a good low voice changer for him.
Congratulations, my lord, on your first day in office. Today, you will be having an orientation. I went ahead and got your name card ready. Please, check if your name is spelled correctly, my lord. It echoes though, does it? Hold it. Does it echo? How much? Oh, that's me. I have to do the hear myself to see what the voice sounds like to me, because I can't hear it looped back to me. Otherwise, you guys will hear it too. And they'll do the whole echo thing. Sorry about that. This is me, Vendrake, explaining all this to you. Okay, sorry about that. All you have to do is think of your name, and the ink will solidify. Please don't turn it into Sir Buttface like you did in your youth.
Hey, he is kind of sexy, isn't he? The portly demon hands you a small rectangular piece of plastic. On the top, there's the title, Demon Lord, Probation. Below in black ink is the name Kobu. Is the name on tag correct? Click Enter to confirm your choice. So Kobu is the default name. Do you want to stick with Kobu? Or should we go with, my usual little custom name? I do kind of like the name Kobu. Tattoo the furry king. I am not the furry king. You hush your dirty mouth. I am merely a furry prince, maybe. If any title. Anywho, let's say Kobu. I want to make it a little different from default, so let's say Kabulon. I am Kabulon. Yes, I am Kabulon. Is Kabulon correct? Yes. The black ink glows white and solidifies upon the name card. I should make this into a keybind.
Yeah, let's add keybind. F1. Hopefully that doesn't do anything. So are we here now? Yes. Cool beans. Excellent. Now we have a lot of ground to cover. Vendrake snaps his finger. Keybind. Keybind. Keyblade.
Add keybind. F2. Okay. F1. Vendrake snaps his fingers, and a large file labeled Demon Lord Orientation appears between his fans. The file looks big enough to be classified as a weapon. You feel sick to your stomach by the mere sight of it. Ooh, we need a voice for him. We definitely need a voice for him.
Am I going to be getting sass from you the entire time we're working together? You do know I'm the boss now, right?
Forgive me, my lord. It is just that there is so much on the line, and I must ensure that, as your right-hand demon, the underworld's affairs run smoothly. After all, your father left his greatest legacy to you, this kingdom and all its inhabitants.
Your shoulders fall from the weight of Vendrake's words. Yeah,
He did a lot for the underworld. That's why I want to get straight to it.
I've got big plans for the underworld.
Get a think tank going on with the other generals, maybe pick their brains about what they think needs improving.
Vendrake rubs his forehead and frowns.
With all due respect, the underworld got to where it is after years of meticulous work by your father. I'm sure all the demons are fine with how things are, so you don't need to rush in and start changing things up. Just maintaining the place is already good work.
No,
I disagree. The underworld is great and all, but there's always room for an upgrade. Isn't that part of keeping the underworld running well too?
Either way, the other generals are already scheduled to meet you after orientation to give a personal presentation on their job scopes.
That
Sounds so stuffy.
It's the way things have been during your father's time. That's how we orient all new recruits. Just be glad you get the live presentation and not the pre-recorded ones.
I don't want to come off as one of those snooty bosses that hides behind his desk all the time. It'll be good to meet the generals in person and show that I'm relatable and approachable.
Might I remind you, my lord, this is a workplace, not a social club.
Oh, honestly, when I read the description, it seemed like just a visual novel. But I think as the development team kind of progressed and the game grew, you might be able to have relationships in this game. I'm not entirely sure. Are you really falling for Vendrake? Captain Seb. Captain Seb. With it, falling for Vendrake with the open stomach here.
And let me remind you who's the one wearing the Demon Lord name tag.
Vendrake raises a finger to retaliate, but pulls it back. You frown slightly, but to you, he's always frowning. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be a visual novel with this guy not really wanting to be Demon Overlord, or he is, but he's just kind of like the young buck CEO sort of type, instead of, you know, just kind of following the book. Anyway.
Very well. I'll inform them that you will be visiting, and that they are to explain the full extent of their work.
Briefly.
Yes, briefly. But please consider the consequences of your actions, my lord, before you do them. Now, let's begin the orientation. Do you remember what Form BTK-95 is for?
I want to say a torture tool damage report.
No, it's a place that should be on fire is not on fire report. Let us review.
You struggle to pay attention to Vendrake's lecture. Look at me sinking into the floor. More than once, you find yourself staring at the floor, thinking about the next video game you want to get on Earth. Of course, each time you're caught not paying attention, Vendrake would slap the table loudly with his tail to bring you back into the education at hand. He also goes into a long explanation about his role as Chief of Security, how his forces patrol the underworld to maintain order, and the various boring documents they fill out on a daily basis to do so. Let's not furry. I don't think you can fool me, Captain Seb. Anyway. I'm just picking you. Execute him. No, I don't think I want to. He seems like the only one who knows what's going on here. When Vendrake has finished his spiel and mini policy documentary, all you want to do is to get out of the office and start meeting your crew. Your portal opens up. Amaray's workshop, just one of the many office floors that comprise the never-ending soul-crushing depths of the underworld. Bright round orbs of light hover in the sky ceiling, illuminating the entire area below. The space can be likened to a hangar filled to the brim with containers and machines. Large, powerful air vents stand where one would expect windows to reside, but then again, there's nothing that exceptional to see in the underworld, at least for you. As you walk towards the cat demon standing over his workbench, you recall your youth. You visited this workshop several times while growing up. Amaray would always give you the newest toy he had created, which regularly ended up with him receiving an earful from your father. When you were older, you learned that the toys were actually experimental weapons. Oh, fun! Still, you found Amaray to be amusing, and now you have a chance to know him on a personal and professional level. Small spider-shaped robots scurry around the workshop, carrying pieces of metals, wires, and other technology you do not recognize. They're working to organize materials in the many large cabinets that line the workshop walls. Yeah, no kidding, it's just a giant office building. The cat demon has yet to notice your presence. Instead, he is hands deep inside the back of what looks like a modified fridge. As he yanks random wires from the machine, his translucent arms float above him to take notes. The sleek appearance of the magic-infused metal always catches your eyes. No other demon in the underworld possesses such a device, and only Amaray knows how to work them. You tap Amaray on the shoulder. Hey!
What are you doing?
An intruder!
The spider bots all turn towards you, the unmistakable hum of their blasters charging echoes throughout the warehouse. Amire.
It's me.
You wave to the Demon General with a laid-back smile.
Oh, Lord Kubalon. Retract kill command.
A loud ping echoes throughout the workshop, and the spider bots return to their original tasks.
I'm surprised to see you here today, my lord.
You're just waiting for the day someone buys you the PC? Yeah, I will die. I will just die right there on stream, and their PC purchase will be wasted because I'll be dead. Unless they can bury me inside the PC by, burning my ashes or something and throw it into the PC. But they shouldn't do that, because that's still a waste of the PC. One of his floating arms tears off the note it was writing earlier, and readies itself to jot down something new. Didn't Vindrake send out a memo that I'm coming over?
Did he? I've been so busy working on my invention, I haven't checked my mail.
Well, I'm just visiting the generals to get to know you guys. Since it's my first day and all, I want to know what makes you guys tick, so to speak.
I see. If my lord wants to know about me, I have my specs right here. Display specifications.
A large screen descends from the ceiling and turns itself on. It shows what looks like a blueprint of Amire's body.
As you can see, I'm made of 90% carbon, 5% demonic energy, and 5% mystic metal. I function on a diet of lemon soda and fish sticks. In terms of reproduction, I have a...
Oh, hold on. I didn't literally mean what you're made of. I just want to talk and to pick your brain a little bit about your job.
Oh, would you like me to display the contents of my brain for you, my lord? I can get a machine to show you the shape of my brain in a little time.
A weak smile forms on your face.
Okay, Amire, let's start over. What are you working on there?
Ah, yes, I received a call earlier asking me if my refrigerator was running, and that I should catch it if it was. So I was performing a full diagnostic to see if my fridge had gained the ability to run, and to investigate what component gave it that new ability.
Amire,
That was a prank call. Someone was just trying to trick you.
Oh, so my fridge didn't learn to run yet?
His ears droop upon hearing the truth. Aw. I mean, you
Could make it happen if you want to.
Yeah, I can make it run after the souls and trap them in a black hole that sends them back into the never-ending cycle of running and getting trapped.
His floating arms act fast and jot down his thoughts. You're relieved that the general bounced back so quickly. Gotta say,
You have a lot of stuff here.
Oh yes, I need to fix or modify the torture devices we use. Since souls tend to become accustomed to their torturing over time, we need to change their hellish experience every so often.
although it sounds
Sounds like that would take up a lot of resources and effort.
Well, it does, which is why I came up with this idea. As you know, we already have experience projecting the memories of souls. So, what if every few hours, we remove the soul's most recent memories, so that the soul does not remember the experience of their torture?
then we can recycle.
The same torture method.
Exactly.
So,
Why aren't you doing it then?
I ran the proposal with the research committee, but it's been stuck in the pending phase for over 100 years. I just need to test the prototype somewhere.
I might be able to help. What if I grant you permission to test it with a few souls in the physical punishment zone?
Really? That's all I would need to get started.
then we have
A plan. I'll put it through after I'm done with my visit.
Ooh, I must get back and check on the device. If you'll excuse me, my lord.
Amire gives a fastidious bow and rushes over towards one of his many cabinets to find his next machine. I like Amire, he's kind of crazy. I know, that's really cool. Just the right time for you to open a portal to head over and visit Fortis. I'll look at Fortis with his little diner. Break room, I assume. Yep, break room. Called it. You step into a brightly lit break room. The smell of coffee and baked goods that used to be here at some point still lingers in the air. Can I save? Locations, names. I see. The smell of coffee and baked goods that used to be here at some point still lingers in the air. On the left of the room is a table that holds the instant mixes, creamers, and sugars the workers use. The table itself is stained with telltale ring marks of the many drinks that are created upon it. You are drawn to the back by the smell of pepper, the kind you have smelt so often in Fortis' home. Back then, you would train your combat skills with him on the weekends. At the end of a long day, he would make a big feast that incorporated his own special blend of signature peppers for you and his giant siblings. You find the Rottweiler demon lounging on a beaten-looking sofa while squeezing a spring hand grip. Ah, Fortis.
Okay, let me try to figure out the voice for him. I think what we're going to do is kind of recycle.
One of them? Like this one? Yeah. Hey, boss, get over here.
Fortis, volume!
Whoops, my bad there, boss. Wait, can I call you boss? Or do you prefer I call you my lord or something, or like everybody else does?
Either way.
It's fine, Fortis. You don't have to go changing for me just because I got a new job.
Heck yeah, boss it is then. Now that's a title for someone with power. So sorry. So what's made you to have it this face-to-face meeting?
Well, I figured
It'd be the best way to get off of the right foot while introducing myself to you guys as a new demon lord.
Well, look at you being so thoughtful.
So for formality's
Sake, what do you normally do around here? I know you're in the physical torture area, but I bet there's more to it than just that.
Heck yeah, there's more to it than that. I run a team of torture demons. That means coming up with new torture techniques and planning out the work schedule so my staff can keep busy. We demons may be tough, but wear and tear happens if you keep pushing your team or yourself too hard. Besides, can't go growing muscles without rest.
Yeah, makes sense.
As the second oldest general out of a lot of them, you got any ideas for improving your work?
Heck yeah. I recommend we start everyone on the protein-only diet.
Come on now.
Seriously.
Then you've got to keep training.
But me? Fortis stomps his foot on the hardwood floor.
You can't let a cushy CEO job turn into a ball of flab.
Fortis, volume. Fortis coughs. Right.
Don't think your underlings are loyal to you out of love alone. We're all demons, creatures born from chaos to manage chaos. Although I pictured a demon going, man, work was torture tonight. I tore a hamstring. Oh no, mine. Though I did throw my back out. Oh no, not mine. Though I did throw my back out. Yeah, that's kind of what this world is apparently. The reason the demons serve the demon lord is because they know he's the strongest there is. If you start showing weakness, someone's going to get the bright idea they can take your place. Well, that's why I'm doing this. If I can show that I can make the underworld better, they'll know I'm just as capable as Pa.
You will be. You gotta believe that in your mind's muscle.
Huh?
Just believe.
Oh, okay.
I believe in you. Moving on, maybe you'll be interested in running an idea I have for advertising the underworld to the people on Earth.
Like rerunning those old dream ads?
Nah, those won't work.
People don't take dreams that serious anymore. I'm thinking of spreading the fear about the underworld using the internet.
You can do that with the internet?
Well, yeah.
I mean, what do you use it for?
Stuff. Does Vindrick know about this?
I'll let him know.
Later. It's one of the perks of my position. Alright then, I'll have you think up of an idea for the ad video, and I'll ask Nox about helping you out.
Maybe I could do a training video. You know, show how powerful our demons are. That'll scare those mortals down the right path.
Sounds like
A good idea.
Glad you like it, boss.
we're all set then.
Sweet. I'll catch you later then, boss. I've got a group cardio session with the next batch of torturers before their shift begins.
I thought you
Only torture souls.
Hey, team exercise is good for morale. You might want to consider doing some too. You're getting a gut.
It's a dad.
Dad bod. People find it sexy.
You're not a dad yet, boss.
Fortis springs up and waves goodbye before opening a portal to leave. Why is your character a demon and the rest just look like normal animals? Good question. I mean, animals can be pretty nasty. Right.
All that's left is Nox. I wonder where he's going to be.
You cast open your portal and step through. My office?
Why am I back here?
You see your desk right across the room. Walking over, you sense something off about your table. It's like looking at a line, and somewhere in the middle, someone drew another line on top of the first, giving your table a feeling of disconnectedness between the left and right side. Knox? Something shimmers and ripples like water in midair, revealing the last of your generals. Ooh, we're gonna need a little creepy voice for this guy. Welcome back, my lord. So what are you doing here? Sent word that you wanted to see us generals in person, so I thought I would come over to save you the trip.
You didn't have to. I was actually looking forward to seeing how things are outside the office.
I'll make a note of that for the future. As you walk over to your desk, you notice a stack of papers that weren't there before. When you sit down, there's a sticky note attached to said paperwork. Here are the forms requiring your review and approval. I started you easy with just 1,000 documents to read. Ben Drake. P.S. My position about the underworld is a beacon of judgment since the days your father still stands.
Ben Drake.
You turn your attention back to Knox. I'd say take a seat, but I see you brought your own. Knox responds to your attempt as a joke by blinking with a blank expression. His blink unsynchronized with each eye. It's a joke.
Because you're floating. Never mind.
Knox floats closer to the front of your desk and puts a webbed finger on his chin. Interesting, my lord. You tried to use comedy to connect with me. Now, why would you make such a choice?
I don't know. It just felt natural.
On that note, what is natural for a demon? Is the nature of a demon similar to a demon lord?
Come back to me. We don't have the time for all of your questions today.
Ask of me then, my lord.
What do you do as the general of mental torture?
The demons under me rely a lot more on our magic than, say, the demons of the physical torture area. We craft mazes and traps that inflict the most amount of suffering upon the souls. As you can imagine, it is very taxing on our psyche as well.
What can you do to make your jobs easier?
Thus, my lord, we live to serve the ruler of the underworld until death seems it's unnecessary. Deems it unnecessary. Excuse me, my psyche's going woohoo.
Tell you what, would you be open to working with Fortis on an ad for the underworld? He might need someone to help him run the recording.
That is the Demon Lord's command. It shall be done.
You have any ideas for a video?
A video with the gentle sounds of rain falling in the forest. Then we play a very subtle recording, almost like a whisper, repeating the many terrible tortures we do down here. Then it'll be buried in their unconsciousness forever.
See why you're the general for mental torture. Alright, let's run with it.
And my lord, I will not fail you.
What do you want to share?
Well, if you're asking, why exactly am I a frog? He managed to answer some of Nox's questions with some half-baked answers until he's satisfied and returns back to his post. Even before you become Demon Lord, even before you became Demon Lord, speaking to Nox has always been a brain scratcher. Although you don't really know if you're even making sense, the frog keeps coming back to you to ask what you think. Satisfied with the meetings you have done, you end the trip by approving Amare's machine testing. Still, there is a nagging sensation that you forgot something, but you're not sure what. You decide to ignore the feeling and get back to the tedious part of your work. It takes you the whole day just to make a dent on the massive pile, but progress is progress. The initial burst of energy you feel when you started tackling the paperwork dwindles away as the hours pass. The pile of unfinished work still casts a shadow overhead. Even one complaint report takes hours for you to go through. Still, you soldier on. When you grab the 20th report from the pile, a strong vibration rumbles beneath your feet. The pile of incomplete paperwork shakes, almost toppling over. What was that? A portal opens in front of your desk, and a furious-looking Vendrick steps through.
My lord.
Oh, Vendrick.
I'm doing my job, okay? You don't need to check up on me.
How can you be so calm?
What? What happened? Vendrick snaps his fingers, and a portal opens up next to him. Amaray is the first to step out of the portal. Amaray? Amaray looks at Vendrick, then to you with a dazed expression.
Who's he?
Vendrick smacks his forehead.
That's our leader, Lord Kubalon.
Oh, right. Hello, Lord Kubalon.
Amaray, what's
Going on?
Well, I tried out this new machine I invented just now at the place where the demons do workouts.
The physical torture zone.
Yes, that. Then the machine just, what's the word? I can't remember.
Exploded. It exploded. Both Amaray and the demons caught in the blast all have selective memory loss. It's a train wreck out there. There are a dozen demons with no clue about what they're supposed to be doing. Some even got convinced that they should be tortured while the souls use the machines.
Amaray blinks emptily at Vendrick, then back at you.
Don't worry, the effects will wear off in a few hours. Or was it a few weeks? Years? I don't remember how long I set the machine to.
He looks back at the fuming Vendrick.
Have you always had a throbbing vein in your forehead, Vendrick?
Vendrick ignores Amaray.
It's utter chaos. And what else do I hear when my men go down to deal with the problem?
There's more. Your words struggle to escape your throat as the rising fear holds your linguistic skills hostage. Vendrick snaps his fingers again to summon a new portal. This time, Fortis and Nox appear. The large dog demon is covered in frog-shaped footprints, while Nox has huge bruises all over his small body. Oh no, what'd they do to Nox? What happened to
You two.
It was a creative dispute on set, boss.
He wanted to do his workout idea, but I told him you already approved my review video.
No, he approved my idea first, so that takes priority. Quiet. Oh, excuse me. Okay, quiet. These two are at each other's throats. Literally. All the other staff were too busy watching their shenanigans to work. Some of the souls attempted to escape, and now I have demons running about trying to catch them before they make it to the gates. This is what I warned you about, my lord. Now what are you going to do about this?
Your mind draws a blank. The fear that you have single-handedly started the breakdown of the underworld fills you with an immeasurable amount of dread. Your eyes dart about, searching for someone or something to help you. Amaray? He's still in the daze and appears unsure of where he even is. What about Fortis and Nox? The two are too busy staring daggers at each other. You are alone in this, and you don't know what to do. Vendrick seems to sense this, and shakes his head.
That's it. All of you back to your posts. Let our lord contemplate the next step. Whatever projects you were given, they are cancelled indefinitely.
The other generals nod and exit the portal to carry out their orders. Vendrick looks at you one more time, and you feel the scorn of his gaze fall upon you.
Did you see what you did? How could you let it happen?
Hey, lay off.
Okay? I didn't know any of this was going to turn out like this.
It's your job to know. That's why I was against you trying to bring in your juvenile ideas. Look what happened.
Watch your tone,
Vendrick.
I'm saying this for the good of the underworld. If you're half the leader your father was, you'd heed my warning and stop before you make things worse. Get in line.
it takes everything out of you not to just throttle Vendrake with your powers. Yeah, it is kind of strange right now. There is no choices yet. Maybe later down the line.
No.
You say so softly. It's almost a whisper. I'm not going to give up
Just because of one setback.
Well then, I'm not going to let the underworld fall. Not even because of you, my lord.
Squeezing the report in your left hand, you feel your claws penetrating the already thick papers as they begin to bury through into the palm of your hand. Vendrake opens the portal and turns to leave. The moment the portal closes, you slam your fist on the table. Damn it, damn it. The sadness and anger that has been boiling up inside you threatens to spill out in waves. Yet you still tell yourself to keep it together.
Keep it together. I'm the Demon Lord. I'm the Demon Lord. I'm not. Damn it.
You spend the rest of your time contemplating your mistakes. Whatever determination you have left flickers like dying matchsticks. Still, you march on to hoping to prove Vendrake wrong. Thus begins your tumultuous relationship with your second in command. Meetings with Vendrake turn into more of a competition of who could press their thumb over the other more strongly. I say
A longer lunch break will do everyone some good.
No, 30 minutes has been the way for years. You're turning the workers into slobs.
It reaches a point where it seems like he just purposely disagrees with you if you even try to do things outside of what your father ran the company. That's not to say your ideas were effective all the time. What's wrong with me
Approving the proposal for a new vending machine in the mental torture zone.
Did you check the list of items they requested for that machine? One of them is Hypnose chocolate. That thing is going to make half the staff fall asleep.
Oh crap. Despite the efforts of the other generals to show you some compassion for your work, Vendrake's resistance somehow feels overwhelming. Eventually, it becomes harder and harder to try to do anything new. Going to work is more of a drain on your soul. And at some point, you begin to wonder, do you want this job anymore? Before you know it, 5 years have passed.
My lord,
The sharp voice, instantly recognizable as your second in command, rings through your office like cymbals crashing against your ears. You raise the handheld console you were using before Vendrake was so rude as to interrupt. Vendrake is fuming, his hands balled up tight and shaking with a building rage.
my lord.
Just go already.
I'll be there.
You wave him away. Vendrake lets out an angry scoff and floats towards the door, slamming it shut as he leaves. With peace and quiet having resumed, you place the handheld console upon the table and sit back. You glance over your table. Piles of paperwork have stacked up, all awaiting your review and approval. In the far right corner is a photo frame of your father. Well, Pa,
It's been 5 years. When is this job supposed to get easier?
you frown at the photograph and slump over the desk with your head buried in your hands. This job has slowly been eating away at you each and every day. You pull yourself up and open your portal. But again,
There, Vendrake will blow a blood vessel.
you make your way to the meeting room. A dry mood fills the meeting room, despite Vendrake tapping away at the table in frustration. All eyes turn on you as you enter the room. Hey gang!
Let's get this meeting started.
Okay. I'll just take attendance then.
Someone kill
Me? Amare, we know who's here. Can we just skip this?
Never, my lord. We have to follow procedure. 70% of all successful meetings always start with a proper attendance call. Additionally, we cannot discount the psychological effect of an attendance call to a demon's attention. It releases...
Alright, just get it over with.
Okay, so I, Amare, General of Technologies and Weaponry, am here. Nox, General of the Mental Torture?
Yeah.
Fortis, General of Physical Torture.
Yeah.
You plug your ears.
Fortis, much you shout every time.
The loudest is the strongest at roll call.
There's also strength in silence.
You calling me stupid or are you telling me to shut up? Oh, really? Which is it? Pay attention, you two.
Yes, let's just finish this. Vindrake, Chief of Security and Second in Command.
Present, as always.
Last but not least, Lord Kubalon, ruler of the underworld and judge of all mortal souls.
Here. On the inside, you roll your eyes as your body nods towards the multi-limbed general. Amaray then proceeds to read the previous meeting's minutes. The minutes readings go on for a good half hour. Amaray lists the decisions made last time. The list includes adding more lava to the lava pit so that souls attempting to cross them get burned easier, Amaray's request for new tools for his workshop, and the rejection of Nox's request for a torture massage chair. Every general is listening intently to what Amaray is reading.
And that's it. Does everyone accept the minutes?
I do!
I still want to revisit my massage chair proposal, but I accept.
I accept, my lord.
Yes, let's carry on.
Onwards with today's agenda. First of all, we lost 24 new souls last Friday. Reports indicate a few tortured... First of all, we lost 24 souls last Friday. Reports indicate a few physical torture demons were drunk on the job.
This is a disgrace. Never in thousands of years have we ever lost souls like that. The souls literally walked back to their bodies and came back alive.
Relax.
We'll just get them next time.
I made those out of shape halfwits squat until their legs turned to ashes.
If Fortis
Has already dealt with the issue. Why are we discussing this today?
Amaray's eyes dart between Nox and Fortis, as if to force them to speak. He then looks at you and smiles nervously.
Oh, well, my lord, the demons were interrogated. They said they believed it was okay to drink on the job because they saw,
Amaray taps his fingers on his notepad.
they saw,
They saw you.
Vindrake is standing up and pointing accusingly at you.
They saw you drinking in the bar when you were supposed to be working.
A chill runs through the meeting room as the others in the room avert their gazes. Leaning back, you cross your arms defensively. Your shoulders rise up, making you look smaller. Well,
I could have sworn I wore disguise that time.
The demons look to each other, then back at you.
Boss, it's not that you can't go drinking, but it might not be best to avoid doing so during working hours. You set an example, whether you realize it or not.
What? There's no...
No one. What? There's no way anyone really cares.
Saw one of my underlings wearing a colorful floral shirt and sandals while torturing a soul. Good for comfort, but totally ineffective for mentally torturing a soul. I had to burn it to set an example for the others, show them how to do their jobs.
Oaths or the demon?
The frog general yawns. He too appears to have lost interest in the meeting after saying his piece. But with Nox, it's always hard to tell. He's the type to keep his guard up no matter what the company he's dealing with.
Boss, is something going on with you? Do you need more time to get used to the job? Maybe it's performance anxiety.
oh, yes, I can have a machine ready to look into your brain and tell you to physically punch out your anxiety in no time.
Please stop talking about my issues.
Your issues are why we're in this predicament in the first place.
You lock eyes with your second in command. You know what?
I've been listening to you. No, arguing with you since day one. You're always in my business, and I have had enough. Amare, note this down. Vendrake, I'm suspending your role as second in command until you learn to be less of a thorn in my side.
Your sudden outburst leaves everyone with their mouths hanging, especially Vendrake. Yes! Vendrake stands up from his seat. His protruding gut pushes the table to the side slightly. I wouldn't say slightly, if this table is actually pretty wide, so it might actually take more than his gut pushing it. Anyway. Yes, exactly. Get him! Get him!
You can't.
You growl at the general and slowly stand up. His eyes narrow towards you.
I implore you, my lord, to reconsider.
Vendrake's hands are leaving dents on the table as he grips them for dear life. You decide to retaliate in the same cool facade the demon is putting up. I'm sorry, Vendrake,
But I just don't think your management style is in line with my vision for the company. Perhaps your techniques have fallen out of time.
Vendrake snorts briefly.
Funny, I've never heard that complaint from any of the other demon lords before. Perhaps our lord just hasn't reached the caliber befitting of his title. How pitiful.
His mouth and eyes contort to a wicked smile. A smile that makes you feel so small that you're still running in the palm of Vendrake's hand. Anger surges through veins until the blue flames above your head practically erupts into a tower of fire. Enough.
Sit.
You swing your hands in front of you and unleash pressure. A wall of invisible energy pushes around on Vendrake's shoulders. No, don't kill him! The force is too much for Vendrake to withstand, and he falls like a sinking rock. The vibration of his fall topples Vendrake's chair, and it hits the general right on his head. Fortis covers his mouth to stifle his laughter, while Amare's extra hands pull out a camera to snap a photo of what happened. Oh, they all support you. Good job, generals. Good job. Vendrake silently picks himself back up and sits down without looking at anyone. Assuming the matter has been resolved, you take your seat as well. Now,
Can we just move on to the next agenda?
those in the room check their agenda sheets.
Right then, next on the agenda is regarding sin ratings. The team in R&D want feedback on a new sin they discovered, replying to long messages online with a single word response. Yes, that is a sin. Sorry.
Fine. With that, the rest of the meeting goes on. Although you struggle to contribute much to the discussion, your mind is adrift, and you'd rather be anywhere else but here. Still, you force yourself to remain somewhat aware until the end of the meeting.
And that's everything for today's meeting. We'll meet again next week, same day, same time as per the schedule.
Until then... Nox is the first to leave, and just before Vendrake goes, you both exchange dirty looks with one another. Once Vendrake is gone, you quickly open your portal and take your leave. There is somewhere you need to be. Where do I need to be?
Where is he?
Vendrake paces, circling around the Demon Lord's desk. The very desk he has always been at the foot of, diligently serving his master's plans. Though usually calm and composed, the general is agitated to the nth degree after what happened in the meeting.
How dare he strip me of my rank? Me, the first demon general, after many lifetimes of service. That little brat. Oh, I called it. Sorry, that insolent brat.
I did call it, though. Vendrake slams the desk hard with his fist. The vibration causes the pile of documents and the photograph on the desk to fall. He grabs the frame and looks at the picture of the previous Demon Lord, eyes longing for the command of the superior leader.
My lord, you will always be our true ruler. The fates were cruel to take you away and to leave us with... Forgive me. I tried to teach young Kubalon, but he has cast me aside. Demote him to the blood cleaner for the blood gods.
Until now, every Demon Lord he served had given Vendrake a sense of pride. He felt like he was the right-hand man of the greatest and most powerful being in all of creation. Oh, but how people can change. His stomach burns at the mere thought of taking orders from someone who is only Demon Lord by title and nothing else. His fingers creak as he considers all the lost potential in the underworld. Everything that Vendrake worked to protect is crumbling away in the hands of this pathetic excuse of a Demon Lord.
If I were Demon Lord, I'd run this place differently. No more nonsense that will jeopardize everything we've built. Demons are meant to torture souls, and that's what they'll do, processing souls day in and out. Then the glory of the underworld will be known to all, and the mortals will learn to fear us demons again. If only I had a chance.
Vendrake's monologue is interrupted by the sound of the office door opening slightly.
Who's there?
Vendrake opens his coat to reveal the monstrous mouth on his stomach. His second mouth begins to emanate an orange glow, ready to spew forth molten fire. Although there's nothing there, he is aware of a presence with him in the room. A presence that wants to speak to him. Whispers surround him in all directions.
I see. So it's you. I've only heard stories, but your presence here is an honor.
He returns to a neutral stance and stands in contemplation while looking at the desk. The room fills with a cold atmosphere, Vendrake a stoic pillar in the lifeless space. His eyes widen and become milky gray. Oh, we're zooming in. Let's go. He continues to speak, although no one is there.
Yes, of course I can deliver. Help me be the Demon Lord, and I promise you won't regret it.
The cool atmosphere was gone in a thumping heartbeat. Oof. Vendrake's eyes return to normal as he looks around somewhat perplexed. His memory of the past minute is a bit foggy, but he feels a strange confidence in himself. Confidence in a sudden stroke of brilliance. He leans into the seat and steeples his fingers together. A wide smile grows across his face, which also reaches the gaping mouth in his stomach.
Yes, this will do nicely. Bum, bum, bum.
Behind the door of the Demon Lord's office, a hooded Nox sits waiting on the other side. He hears the sound of Vendrake opening a portal. Without saying anything, he cloaks himself in invisibility and retreats into the shadows. You stand in silence on a riverbank, illuminated only by an artificial light floating in the sky. As far as the eye can see, there's only the gravel beneath your feet and the dark river before you, leading deeper into the darkness of the underworld. Let's save, because I haven't saved at all. Jeez. We're over an hour there in the stills in the game. I know, I'm waiting for the choices to pop up. This has been a very long story. I mean, there are some visual novels that I've encountered where you actually don't make a choice. It's just a story that you're kind of flipping through, you know? I mean, it's a visual novel. Sometimes visual novels aren't exactly choose-your-own-adventure books, but more like true novels, where you don't have a choice, you're just kind of living the experience. As far as the eye can see, there's only the gravel beneath your feet, and the dark river before you leading deeper into the darkness of the underworld. I don't know. Looks like the Blue Ridge Mountains. Over near Tennessee. This is a special floor. You call it the last floor. A misnomer, as there is no last floor in the underworld. Instead, it is the final resting place of all demon lords. It was here that you attended your father's funeral. You listened to the murmur of the running river water, and remember the day you held onto the boat that your father's body was placed in.
Pa, I don't know if you can hear me, but I've been messing up pretty badly.
Your heart aches as thoughts about how you haven't changed one bit from the weak little demon that stood there by the riverbanks before.
I really wish you were here, Pa. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm really wondering if I will be the first demon lord ever to quit, if that's even possible.
You hear the sound of a portal opening behind you. Hey, my friends!
Boss.
You turn around and see Fortis and Amare side by side.
We were concerned about you, Lord Kubalan.
Overwhelmed by tiredness, you can't even fake a smile. Sorry I made
You guys worry. I just wanted to come and take in some scenery.
Oh no, you can't say that after the scene you pulled back there in the meeting room.
I say this for myself, but Vendrake deserved it. That demon was always going on and on and on about it. Blah. I am not having a stroke, hold on. Blah, 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 blah. I say this for myself, but Vendrake deserved it. That demon is always going on and on about regulations and messing with my creations.
Amare.
Fortis approaches you and puts a hand on your shoulder.
Where's your fire, boy? Where's the demon that was training when he was just in diapers? Where's your fight back?
I
Don't know, Fortis. Maybe it's gone. Maybe I never had it in the first place.
I can help you look if you need help.
Amare steps in next to Fortis.
Finding things is a lot easier with more hands.
His floating appendages rise up and wave to you. Despite being bogged down by your sullen state, a small smile breaks through. Thank you for the offer, Amare.
Thing is, I'm not sure finding the spirit to fight back is enough to keep me here. It's not just the mistakes. I don't know if I have any purpose in this company.
You want to quit?
Fortis suddenly pulls you into a bear hug and buries your face into his chest. Wait.
You can't give up, boss.
Fortis, you're suffocating our lord!
Amare grabs hold of the larger demon's arms with all of his hands and tries to pull him away, but Fortis is just too strong. They just kick him out. Oh no.
You're you, and you're going to have a hard time becoming Demon Lord, but you shouldn't see yourself as a failure. You just need to keep trying, and you'll get it somehow.
Fortis frees you from his hug, and you pull your head out with a large gasp. A large gasp? A loud gasp.
Man, your cologne is strong.
Cologne? I don't wear cologne.
You take a few short breaths before continuing to speak.
Fortis.
Amare, thanks for worrying about me. I think I have to think long and hard about all this.
We'll be here for you, my lord.
Yeah, give it some time. At least you're willing to think about it.
You sigh, but maintain a small, hopeful smile, knowing that your allies do care about you.
What do you say if we go back to my office and just play around with go-kart racing with some drinks?
I'm game. I'll beat all your butts.
Not if I get the blue star first.
You open a portal and the three of you head into the office. The moment the three of you step into your office, you sense a heavy tension in the air. Vendrake is standing in front of your desk, with his hands behind his back. Vendrake?
What are you doing here?
Vendrake observes you with a stoic face. Yet, there is something about his eyes. The way his eyes are fixated on you portrays his preoccupation on a single thought. One that you're unable to tell.
Now's not a good time to look for trouble with the boss, Vendrake.
Another portal opens, and Nox appears.
Nox, why are you here?
Vendrake summoned me. He said there was an important announcement.
Yes, it's a very important announcement, and I wanted everyone to be here.
What is that? From behind his back, he pulls a short scepter. Its length made from solid gold. An enchanted blood-red ruby sits at the top, clenched within Vendrake's demonic claws. Vendrake's eyes glow a haunting yellow, and a strange surge of power cackles through the air, originating from Vendrake's scepter.
Vendrake? Where did you get those?
Yeah, quit fooling around with your toys and give the boss his office back. I don't think so. That babbling slacker has wasted the underworld's time and will tarnish the title of Demon Lord no longer.
Vendrake?
You don't want to do this.
Vendrake points the blue sphere at you, and a bolt of lightning fires forth, the blast moving with such speed that you've no time to move. Oh, there you go. Goodbye. It hits you square on the chest, sending you flying back. You slam against the bookshelves behind you, gasping as the force knocks the breath out of you.
Treason!
The imposing demon rushes for the second in command. Vendrake sees their approach coming, taking a bag of coal that he keeps on his belt and throwing it into the gaping mouth that's part of his stomach. Useless. The demon's stomach opens up so it's hatched, and a bright fireball fires from the abyss of his belly, hitting Fortis straight on. Fortis staggers backward and falls to his knees.
What? He was never that strong before.
Fortis clutches his stomach in pain. A bright pool of blood forms around him. Oh no! You struggle to pull yourself up. Through blurred eyes, you see Fortis injured. Fortis. Whatever happened to Vendrake is no joke. Even the physically strongest of the generals couldn't stand back up from that attack. You fight through the stabbing pain coming from where the blast hit you on your chest, and he managed to stand up. Amaray, looking confused, pulls out his gun at the second in command.
Not for this, Vendrake.
Go ahead and try. You don't understand the power I wield. As long as I have this scepter, I'm as powerful as any demon lord.
Oh, just shut.
Shut the fuck up. I'm the Demon Lord. You said so yourself plenty.
You extend your hand to impart pressure upon Vendrake, but only a weak wall of energy falls upon him. Its force is no stronger than a regular mortal trying to hold Vendrake down. What?
My powers.
Vendrake easily breaks free of your pressure with a wave of his scepter.
Huh. Guess an old war relic isn't so effective after a few thousand years. No matter, you're no more powerful than a mere hatchling now.
Vendrake looks on with a malicious smile.
You don't seem pleased. You should be glad.
Amaray fires a shot from his gun, but Vendrake quickly knocks the shot to the ground by spinning his scepter.
Fool.
Where's Nox? There he is.
No! Just stop him, Nox!
The frog demon does not budge from where he stands.
Nox? What are you doing?
He backs away and casts barriers onto the other two generals, effectively sealing them away from the battle.
No!
Good. You see? Nox knows where he sees a real leader. Now for you.
With his free hand, he points at you, lifting his scepter high in the air. It begins to charge a bright green ball of energy. Vendrake steps forward, closing the gap between the two of you. The end of your own short-lived reign, and life encroaching further.
Run, my lord!
But you can't run. Your legs feel like sandbags. You don't have the strength to move them.
For too long, you've treated me like crap. After the thousands of years of service I gave to every demon lord, it ends here. Today marks the age of my reckoning.
He leans in closer towards you.
Your time is over, Kubalon. No one's going to save you. Especially not them.
If you're going to kill me, save me the boring monologue.
Even when death stares you down, you still want the easy way out. Before I give you death, I'll make sure to beat it into you how much of a failure you are of a demon.
He waves his scepter, and your body flies like a rag doll across the room, smashing through the bookshelves. Beep, beep, burp. Vendrake tosses you into the arrow gun, firing a blast of green energy at you. You scream in agony as you feel that your entire body is set on fire. Collapsing onto the ground, you're unable to move. Vendrake walks over to you, ready to plunge the sharp end of his scepter through your head. Oh wow, he's gonna go full throttle with his death.
Die, Kubalon.
You feel time slow as Vendrake's attack nears you. Mustering whatever power you have left, you desperately try to open a portal beneath you. Is this when we get to make a choice? If you're still here, Captain Seb, maybe we'll see what a choice looks like. If that's the case, let's just save. Yes, let's overwrite. Thank you. It does not matter where. You just need to get away. An intense heat emanates from the palm of your right hand. You yell as you feel as though the heat is consuming your entire right hand. A blue portal opens, and you fall through. Oh, this is such an overreaction on his part. He wasn't even fired. He was just... Exactly! He was suspended! This is the first time he was ever suspended in thousands of years. Vendrake's scepter misses you and smashes the spot your head was lying on.
No.
The next thing you know, you're lying face first in the middle of a street shrouded by darkness. Darkness. You let out a forced breath of air. With shaking hands, you try to conjure up a portal, but nothing happens.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Vendrake.
You collapse to the ground as your vision succumbs to the darkness. Darkness. 2 years have passed since that day. So many years, so little time. It's the dead of night, and all those who reside in the town of Kibbleton are asleep. Not a single soul notices a sky blue portal opening in the middle of the vacant streets. A figure emerges and looks around, amused by their surroundings. Easy, gay doggo. 6 years and we still haven't made a choice. No kidding. 7 years. Technically 7 years. It's, one day we'll make a choice. Someday my choice will come. Someday it'll be around. Okay, so we're going to find like an angel voice.
So, this is where you've been hiding all this time.
Chapter 1. My goodness, this has been a very long prologue when a bell rings. Ding dong bing bong. 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 Ding dong bing dong. The store's door chimes the mundane tune it sings for each and every soul.
Welcome to Sunny Fruits, the family market.
I'm going to keep all like the little effects for these voices, just that it'll just weird people out in the story. They'll be like, why is his voice so echoey and no one else's voice is like that? What's wrong with that guy? The customer ignores your greeting and heads down the drink aisle. You watch as the customer indecisively peruses their options in the corner of your eyes. A brassy jazz theme continues to mumble throughout the cheap store stereo system. It's a playlist that loops every 30 minutes. Long enough that the average customer is sated, but short enough to drive the employees insane. Is this what you have to go through, Captain Seb? I'm sorry. The customer picks a can of cola from one aisle and a frozen dinner from the back. Approaching the counter, he dumps it all in front of you, unceremoniously. Your fur stands on end at the sight of the frozen dinner's nondescript reverse packaging. Reverse packaging? What's that? Oh, you like the Walmart music. That's good. You reach out, apprehensively. Please don't be chicken.
Please don't be chicken.
You flip the container over. It's a meal labeled Bro Broccoli Supreme. Your anxiety quickly fades away. Putting on your best welcoming smile, you start scanning the items. Would you like that?
Heat it up for you?
The customer shakes his head and drops the exact change on the counter. Just as the receipt printer begins to whir, he's left the store, items in hand. Rip, scrunch, thud. You visibly slump as you tear off and dispose of the useless receipt. Your phone comes out without thinking, your hand engulfing the cheap device you just used to get by. Who cares about having something fancy when it just needs to make calls and send text? The digital clock shows that it's 15 minutes to 12. Your shift is about to end.
Good, at least there aren't any more customers coming in. Then I can... Oh, we have to find a new voice. Let's give him Amare's voice.
Can what?
Oh, what the...
You nearly drop your phone when your manager appears on your right, seemingly out of nowhere.
Gah, King, don't do that.
While backing away from your manager's sleepy stare, you stuff your phone back into your pants.
What? Not my fault if you weren't paying attention to me standing next to you.
The slim alpaca puts his hands on his hips and smiles warmingly at you. He says that, but he's a sneaky bugger. He snuck up on you so many times you know no amount of complaining will stop him, so you leave it be. Maybe there really is something wrong with you. I
was thinking, that's all.
Was it the last frozen chicken dinner?
Nailed it.
King's got a killer gut instinct. You can't help but admire him for it.
Wrong voice, sorry about that. He notices things about people more easily than the other mortals you've met. This natural talent is surely why he's earned his rank as manager at this convenience store. But that keen eye will only bring you misfortune if he sees what you really are. You smile sheepishly back at him.
How do you eat those things every day? There's enough calories in them to feed 2 people.
It's cheap and filling.
What else?
Well, forget it for today. Here, I made you lunch.
King, I can't.
I insist. Don't make me waste food. You can't work if you're not eating, right?
He looks at you with pleading eyes and a wise smile. You relent, smiling back at King. Okay.
If you insist, but let me buy the drinks. Lemon iced tea good for you?
You got it, big boy.
Oh no.
By the way, you might want to pick something with less caffeine in it.
He winks at you. I'll meet you outside
After I hand over the payback to Team D.
The alpaca walks back to the break room with a skip in his steps. Shaking your head, you walk over to the drink aisle. Yep, he called you out again. He knows you haven't been sleeping much lately after you bought that new MMO expansion pack. Don't call me out. Game. Excuse you. You don't need to know about my Final Fantasy XIV. Yes. Anyway And yes, you did pump half of your last paycheck into a level skip for your main class. It's a blessing he's offering you lunch. Yeah, his life does seem a little better. The members of Team B arrive for their shift a few minutes later, a brother-sister pair that greets you with a warm hello. You meekly nod in response, and quickly regret you didn't just say hello back to them. King talks to the brother about the day's money bag handover, while you head to the back to pack your things. You wait outside for King to finish conversing with the siblings.
Good weather for drying clothes today.
The warm afternoon breeze blows against your mane, wafting the scent of different cooked foods from the plethora of restaurants in front of the convenience store. Your stomach growls audibly.
Kept you waiting, huh?
The alpaca paces over to you. So,
Where are we having lunch?
The usual spot?
usual spot it is then.
Lead the way.
Both of you walk side by side through the semi-busy street. Give me a choice! The daily workforce are out for their lunch. They walk by without so much as a glance at you both. You pull out your phone. Its screen is cracked on the bottom right corner, memento of its previous owner.
You're still using that phone?
Yeah, it works.
I thought you'd have enough saved for a new one already.
I could've,
But it just feels right to keep this one.
Makes me think I should have given you a better phone.
with your
College fees? It's fine, this is the best you could afford.
Ha, it's true.
So,
How are things back in the shop? The brother looked like he had so much to say.
Brother, he has a name, you know. Don't tell me you forgot it.
the only names I need
Need to know are yours and the other NPCs in my game. Kublon. LOL, this is not a game.
Let's see. With that kind of attitude, how do you expect to be a manager someday?
never said I wanted
Wanted to be a manager? Now come on. His name, I want to say is Michael? I've already managed hell before. It's not fun. I'm good.
It's Mike, and he's doing well. He and his sister, Anna.
The alpaca leans in close to your face and raises his voice to emphasize her name.
They really appreciate us taking their shifts so they can take care of their sick grandma.
Is she?
Getting better?
They say her health is improving, and as a show of thanks, if we ever need them to cover our shifts, they'll do it and no questions asked.
Great.
Then we can have them take one of our day shifts so that we can have an all-night game session like last time.
Divine Destiny. Oh, they're calling me out now. Divine Destiny 14? Final Fantasy? Divine Destiny? He enjoys a peanut. I enjoy a peanut.
Hell yeah.
It's been a month since I even touched that. I've been swamped with classes. Did you see the video I sent you on how to take down the Underworld Overlord boss?
I
skimmed through it.
How can you skim through that? It's a half an hour battle that requires a full team and proper strategizing.
King crosses his arms in a huff and raises an eyebrow at you. Now, don't get your fleas
He's in a bunch. There's tons of other stuff we can do, like dungeons, dailies. Plus, maybe the Overlord is not such a bad guy. I mean, who are we to judge? Ah, good Kublon. The
alpaca stares at you dumbfounded. One more save.
You must be the dullest adventurer ever.
And you're a
Walking rainbow lollipop.
Honey, you wish you could have a look at this. Oh no, King.
Oh no. He flicks his brightly colored pompadour and bats his long lush eyelashes at you. It's fitting that he's an alpaca.
Oh no. I'll lick your fleece back to its natural color.
He slaps you lightly on the shoulder and you both burst out into laughter. You both continue walking into the park through the winding roads that have come to define this town. Excuse me. Even though you've been here for over a year, you can get lost when you need to go somewhere you've rarely been. Your experience is a testament to the legends about how the town was built based on a maze-like structure, to confuse demons and evil spirits from finding their victims, making it hard for even a demon like yourself to find a public restroom. After 20 minutes of turning from one street to the next, you both reach an intersection across from the park.
Oh crap, it's those guys.
Buzzing around the main entrance are a group comprised of 6 goons dressed in matching black hoodies. Are they Organization 13 or something? They're peddling pamphlets and asking people passing by to sign some petition. Oh boy.
We should go around. Take the side entrance.
But our spot is closest
To the main entrance.
I know, but that group always gives me a bad feeling. Maybe it's best if we avoid them.
Fine. Let's go.
You both cross the street and head for the walkway to the right of the main entrance. Making a beeline, you slip through unnoticed by the group guarding the gate. The stealth game has begun. The side entrance to the park is within your view. This is it.
Ah, we're almost there.
Then a pair of hooded figures step out from the entrance to halt your way.
Why, hello there, fellow townsfolk of Kimbleton.
Ah, fuck. Your right hand instinctively moves over to cover King. We don't want anything that you're selling.
Oh, but we're not selling anything. In fact, we're giving away a great opportunity to find happiness. A chance to be free. A chance to take control of your own destiny.
Sure, thank you.
I'm fine with my destiny. Now please move aside.
Your tone is harsh, but these two aren't taking the hint. They continue staring at you with glazed eyes.
Oh, new potential customers. Come, you must read our teacher's why there. Let me read this again. Oh, new potential members. Come, you must read our teacher's wise words on how to live a longer, more prosperous life. Membership is open. Learn the secrets of overcoming death.
Three more of them emerge from the park entrance and surround you both.
Kubalon!
They invade your personal space and basically stampede towards you both. The 3 new hooded members manage to split you and King apart. He's dragged a few steps away as they corner him against the wall.
Listen, you must have family or friends you care about, right? Don't you want to protect them? Don't you know people are dying faster than ever before? You don't know when the cold hands of death will be knocking on your doorstep, but we do. The great teacher knows all. All you have to do is join us.
Wait. You raise your hands trying to get them to stop.
Fulfill your purpose in life. Join the Dawn Seekers and you'll be set for life. Our teacher knows the way. He can save you. He can save all of us.
With every word, you feel yourself getting pushed back into the corner.
You don't want to spend eternity in hell, do you?
They step closer.
Save your soul. This is the only chance.
And closer. I don't know what cult they're trying to portray, but I don't think any of them are this bad, are they? Oh, I wouldn't know. Anyway.
Ooh, new members also get a brand new air fryer. So, an air fryer that comes in 5 different color options, embrace destiny, and a healthier lifestyle. Wowzers.
Their voices seem to crescendo as they go on and on about their group. You're trapped. You struggle to think as every thought is cut off by their continuous chatter. Cults are nothing new. Dozens of them arrive in the underworld on a daily basis. Though meeting them in real life is more annoying than having mosquitoes buzzing around your ear on a hot summer's afternoon. Annoyed, you turn to where King is. His face is pale, and even his brightly colored fleece seems deflated. He's reaching out to sign some No, King, don't do it. He's reaching out to sign some kind of document. Stop. Your sudden outburst stuns everybody nearby, effectively silencing the hooded the hooded characters who were harassing you. They back away, letting you walk over to King. You yank him by the arm as he stumbles to get walking. We're leaving.
And don't any of you bother us again.
You pull King harder as you intended, and guide him into the park. The hooded people mutter among themselves, but you don't hear them. Your sole focus is getting onto your spot. LOC, this is a dating sim. It might be, I have no idea. You reach the bench you're looking for. A single seat facing the park's man-made river. The branches of the tall trees huddle together to shade the bench from the sun's rays. Sitting on the park bench, you drape your arms on the backrest and pant exhaustedly.
Wow, you're really out of shape if you're that tired from walking.
King bends over to the bench while trying to catch his breath. We
weren't walking. It was like a...
You cough. A sprint. King chuckles heartedly and sits next to you.
You got the drinks?
Yeah.
In my bag. Help yourself.
You point to the black backpack next to your leg. He grabs the bag and pulls out 2 bottles of lemon iced tea.
Here.
You take a bottle from King and down the reinvigorating tea in one big gulp. Slumping back against the bench, you let out a loud gasp as you pull the bottle away from your mouth.
I can't believe they just ganged up on us like that. Someone should do something about them.
Like
who?
The police? Shouldn't they be handling these kind of cases? Well, I'm making a report.
You know it won't work. King pulls out his phone and calls someone.
Hello? Yes, hi. This is King Domeric? Oh, that's right. His first name's King. I forget. Hello? Yes, hi. This is King Domeric. I'd like to make a report. Yeah, some group of black hoods at the park tried to harass me into joining them. I think they're a cult. What do you mean this isn't a job for the police? They're harassing people on the streets. No, they're not hurting anyone. So what? You're just gonna leave them be? And what's the point of having you guys? Where am I supposed to go? The gang? Are you kidding me? Stop laughing at me! We need help. Are you just going to let those weirdos run the streets? No, I'm not being hysterical.
King suddenly gasps.
What did you just call me, miss? That's it. I'm obviously getting nowhere with this. Goodbye.
King angrily hangs up and sits next to you in a huff. Told you.
What'd you expect to happen? The cops here are in the gang's pockets. Those black hoods probably work under the radar of the gang. That's why nothing's been done about them.
This is so frustrating.
He rubs his temples as though trying to rub out the memory of the phone call away.
Can we maybe just eat and move on?
Let's. King grabs his bag and passes a blue Tupperware container to you. He pulls out a matching green container for himself. You open the top and you feel a gentle heat wafting through your fingertips. It's a lunchbox with 2 compartments. One side has a bed of rice, and the other an assortment of fried chicken on a bed of fresh crisp salad. It's the Overlord. On the top of the rice are some steamed mustard greens and cut carrots arranged in the shape of the Divine Destiny 14 boss. King leans over to look at the lunchbox.
Ooh, thank God I'll stay in place while we were running.
You notice that his eyes are now on you, so you smile warmly. Thanks, man. This is really impressive.
Say that after you tried it. I know you haven't beaten the Overlord in game, but at least you could beat him with your stomach.
He nudges the side of your belly. You roll your eyes at the alpaca and continue to dig in. One more save.
This chicken is really juicy and tender.
Thanks! I worked hard on seasoning it just right.
King's lunchbox is the same as yours, minus the decoration. Trade you my
A carrot for a piece of chicken?
What? No, I put those on there for you. Plus, mine's actually tofu. It's not chicken.
weakling. The branches sway and rustle as you fill your stomach with the overlord King prepared. It's so damn sweet. After the meal, you both leave the park when the coast is clear. By the time you part ways with King, the sun has begun to set. With nothing better to do around town, you return to your apartment. Captain Seb, I don't think we'll go through this chapter until a choice is here. Oh, how's it going, Precinct Zone? Nice to meet you again. Glad you came back. You've actually been able to bypass most of the technical difficulties I've been having. But if I suddenly go mute, it's because my voice mod just disappears. But thank you so much for joining. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 2 minutes. And we are playing a visual novel called, Where the Demon Lurks. Yes. Although we haven't made a single choice yet aside from naming ourselves. So, yeah, that's kind of fun. Anyway, your apartment building is tucked in a faraway corner of the town, as though it wished no one would find it. An odd dissonance fills you wherever you return to this part of town. In contrast to the rest of the town, this place is devoid of businesses, or life for that matter. A dead end is one way to put it. There are no choices. Choice is an illusion. Not that you're complaining. You walk up to the flight of stairs up to the first floor, where your room is. The screeching of a singing contest on the TV from the room below accompanies your climb. A typical apartment owner, an elderly man, a few words. He is content as long as you pay your rent on time and don't stir up any trouble. Your key fits into the doorknob, and you enter your room. Honey,
I'm home. Home, I'm honey. Does anybody else remember that B-movie thing? Just me? Okay.
The silence of your mildly furnished apartment welcomes you back. Your current living arrangements are a far cry from what you had back in the underworld. The current unit you live in has the very basic accommodations. One living room that doubles as your bedroom and dining room. One washroom with a shower head that only sprays cold water, a washing machine, and a toilet next to it. Then there's the tight space kitchen that just barely accommodates you and the relic of a refrigerator. And yet, this is all you could ever ask for. Dropping your bag on the floor, you walk over to the beanbag in front of the TV to start up your console.
I should probably do my laundry while I shower later, but first, let's squeeze in one round of dailies.
That's the last you think of your laundry, or chores for that matter, for the rest of the day. East Siberian, hello! Yes, I did make a choice by playing this game. We're waiting for a choice to occur. We named our character a good hour and a half ago, and we haven't made a choice since. It's been a prologue for the majority of this stream. We're just now got into chapter 1. It's one of those visual novels. It's very long. I'm actually happy it's long. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like short visual novels, but having it longer just means you get to enjoy it more. That's how I enjoy it. That's how I perceive it. Anyway. And hello, East Siberian. Hello, hello. Howdy, howdy. Howdy, howdy, and hoot hoot, as I drink my coconut water. Oh, we're back in hell. A portal tears open within the break room of the Demon Generals. Fortis stumbles out of the portal with shaky steps, drained of energy. He props himself up against the nearby doorframe in defiance of the gravity pushing him towards the floor. The weight of 3 months of non-stop work has visibly chipped away at the demon's strength. Fortis steadies himself.
Get...
He slaps himself. He slaps himself again.
Together! Come on, if you're down, this stuff won't work. Gotta keep the energy up. Just get your coffee and get back on the torture floor.
After psyching himself up, he briskly enters the pantry. The dust lingering in the air chokes Fortis. The pantry is hardly used these days, to say the least. Fortis walks over to the countertop, picking up his red mug. His other fellow allies' generals' cups have remained untouched ever since Vindrake's coup. He bends down to get the instant coffee from the lower cabinet, but he notices a translucent hand sticking out of the side. It's one of Amaray's extra appendages.
Wait, if he's hiding in there, that means he shouldn't be here.
He devises a plan to make the other general reveal himself willingly. Fortis walks over to the nearby fridge and pulls out a bottle of lemon soda. On the side of the bottle is a note that says, "Property of Amaray."
Huh, this fridge is full. I should probably throw some stuff out like this bottle of soda that nobody ever drinks.
No! Fahrenheit!
Oh, is that his way of saying curse words? That's adorable. He knocks his head against the ceiling of the cabinet while trying to come out of it. Aw. Pulling himself up, he walks over to Fortis, one of his extra hands rubbing his head to soothe the pain. Emery snatches the bottle from Fortis and hisses at him.
Can't you see whose name's on the bottle?
Whoa, calm down there, kitty. I was just joking.
The cat demon faces Fortis, a scowl still plastered on his face.
What were you doing down there? Looking for inspiration for the new project Vindrake has got you on?
Emery scoffs.
As if I just needed someplace where Vindrake's goons can't find me. They keep hovering over me while I work.
Then how did you get here?
Easy. I painted my face on a sack of bolts and played a tape of me knocking metal.
You're kidding.
Emery raises an eyebrow at Fortis.
Oh, well, you better get back soon. They'll cause trouble again if they find out you're missing.
Not until I come up with some new idea to take Vindrake down.
Fortis lets out an exhausted sigh. This isn't the first time the scientist has been plotting against their new leader. Somehow, just knowing that Amaray is still adamant about fighting back stings Fortis' heart.
You seen the coffee?
Here.
He pulls the bottle of instant coffee from his belt and passes it to Fortis.
Don't use it all. It's one of the key catalysts for the weapon I'm building.
Fortis keeps quiet and turns to the coffee maker. He pours the instant mix into the coffee machine and turns it on. The grumbling of the device reverberates through the pantry.
Anyway,
He turns to his companion, unable to maintain his facade that everything is fine.
don't you think it'd be easier if you just, I don't know, just do what Vindrake says?
Oh no, don't tell me you're taking his side.
Well, that's not what I mean. You didn't forget what happened last time when you tried to launch a rebellion against Vindrake, did you?
Don't you dare accuse me of forgetting. I watched every demon that went through his new re-education program. Their lives got sucked out of their eyeballs because of those non-stop reruns of the HR training video. By the end, they were practically empty husks of themselves.
Then why are you still doing this?
Because I'm doing what's right. Kobolon is out there, and he's the Demon Lord, not Vindrake. We need to fight back, or he'll turn this whole company to the new hell for demons. You're supposed to be helping me.
Fortis clenches his fists. Amaray's questioning begins to fade as the sound of his pounding heart is all that reaches his ears. He quivers during his response.
I can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
The pit of shame in Fortis' heart stops him from going after his friend. He stands alone, a shadow of the proud demon he once was. Bum bum bum. Today, you have the evening shift. The prime quiet time when the working masses are already on their way home after a long day at work. There are usually less customers around this time, so you just sit behind the counter with your phone out to watch some videos absent-mindedly. This time you're hooked on a series of videos about people going to visiting haunted houses. They even show scenes of them supposedly getting haunted by the spirits and demons. You can't help but cackle every time they overreact to something happening in the house, if there's actually anything happening at all.
Man, how do you watch those videos and laugh every time?
They're hilarious.
I mean, look at this one where he thinks he's being possessed and is now scooting his butt all along the floor.
No, thank you. I've got to head. Ooh, excuse me. Pardon me. No, thank you. I've got to head out for a bit and deal with something at the bank. You mind watching the store while I'm gone?
You can count on me. You salute King playfully. He smiles and heads out of the store. Enough time passes by for you to watch a few more. Ding dong, bing bong. Oh?
A customer.
You flip your phone face down and stand ready behind the cash register. Welcome to Sunny
Fruits, the family market. Oh, this guy again.
The customer struts into the shop with a cool confidence that instantly draws you to him. Captain Seb, this might be a dating sim. His golden fur appears lighter than air as it sways with every step he takes. You gulp as he approaches the counter.
Hello.
He gives you a look of amusement, one would give to a pet that has done something silly. Hi? You feel your left hand instinctively raising to wave to him, but you grab it with your other hand and stop yourself. Can I help you?
I hope so. I'm looking for someone very important. Hold on, let me try to get his accent right. So he's very cocky, and it's just kind of pish posh. Why, I hope so. I'm looking for someone very important. Are we just glossing over that sentences make it sound like they have pets? Yes, we will definitely gloss over that in this furry world.
He looks at the array of candy bars on the countertop with a furrowed brow, as though fascinated by something so foreign.
Okay.
Looking for a demon lord.
Your smile shatters, and you feel your veins turn icy cold as you go monochromatic, or what do they call this? Reverse coloration over here. While we do that, let's save. Yes. While we sit there paralyzed. There we go. It could be a dating sim without choices. I mean, who's to say that you're the one actually playing the game? Maybe you're one of the dating choices and this dog chooses you. It's still a dating sim, just from the different perspective. He notices your reaction and smiles. Hello?
Lord Kubalon, you look heavier than what you were in your photo.
The alarms in your head are blaring. Vendrake sent someone to finish you off. Your brain tries to formulate a plan, but all you can think about is running. What do I do? The left side of your lip twitches as you force yourself to maintain a poker face.
Sir, I think you have the wrong guy. I'm just a clerk here, but we do sell comics and manga. Maybe if there's something over there about
Demon Lord. The dog rolls his eyes. I assure you,
I never make mistakes. I have to uphold my employer's name after all. Now, enough games. You're coming with me.
you start backing away slowly. In your head, you consider your options. You could jump over the counter and make a run for it, but then you remember the extra weight you've put on. Aw. Fighting him won't be an option either. Without your powers, fighting a demon could be like pitting a child against a storm. In your state of panic, a male hyena comes into your vision. His frightened eyes mirror yours as he looks at you. Wait, what? A realization comes to mind. The doorbell never dinged, and the door didn't slide open. He phased straight through them. Another character? Hold on. We don't have a voice for him. Let's stick with Kubalon's voice.
Out of the way!
The dog raises an eyebrow at the sight of the sudden invader as well. You watch bug-eyed as the spectral hyena slams hard against something you can't see. His body falls to the ground without a sound. Oh, that's right, I can do an echo for the ghost, that's true. Purple cracks form in midair where the hyena's head made impact. The cracks rebuild themselves and disappear as quickly as they appeared.
Barrier?
You turn to the dog, but he is just as stunned as you are. What the hell is going on?
If it isn't clearly obvious, there's a ghost in here.
Suddenly, the hyena jumps back on its feet. Okay, yeah, I can do a ghost voice. I have one of those. Hi, be big. Hold on. Oh.
What the?
He backs away a few steps and rushes for the door again. Slam. The ghost collapses once more.
What's good?
His determination does not falter as he runs towards the barrier again. Again and again. I love that his shirt says dead. Look, it says dead. Your hunter rests his chin on his hand with a confused expression. Why
Is he doing that?
I don't think he knows
As we can see him.
The dog rolls his eyes, annoyed that some unnecessary trouble got in the way of him doing his work. I'm putting an end to this. He raises his right hand, and a glowing white feather materializes between his fingertips. That's... With a flick of his wrist, the feather zooms towards the ghost. The ghost's body elongates and warps itself into the shape of a spring, letting the arrow fly straight through and buries itself in the barrier like a bolt on a dartboard. The ghost sniffs at the feather and then turns to the dog. He blows a raspberry at the dog. The golden retriever growls and conjures up 3 more feathers. Ugh, stay still. Although clearly annoyed, the dog stays rooted in his place, conjuring and tossing feathers relentlessly at his target. The hyena ghost laughs as he continuously dodges these attacks, while tossing milk and bento boxes. Up, down, left, right, the ghost leaps from one side of the room to the other. All the while, the dog's feathers can't even graze him. Not the sandwiches. No, there's so much more. Not the onigiri. No. But they're not having any problems hitting every item on display. The ghost runs along the lunch aisle, a barrage of feathers following soon after, and blasting open each sandwich, bento box, and bags of crisps in the wake. Oh no. I know. No. What are you doing? You're pulling at your hair thinking about how you're going to explain all of this to King. I'm doing my job. No, you're making a mess
To the store. And stop using your powers. Someone's going to see you on the recording.
You point to the camera right above you.
Such a nuisance.
The dog turns and launches a feather that cuts straight through the camera's wire. You gasp loudly. Ding dong bing bong. The store's front door opens. Oh, what the hell now? The golden retriever ceases his attacks. You turn to the entrance and see a stout boar enter. Captain Seb. Everyone help me. There are so many characters in this game. I don't have enough buttons on my keyboard to make different voices for. I have so many keybinds right now and I don't have enough. At least we got some swanky music. You turn to the entrance and see the stout boar enter. He's wiping his face with a handkerchief. Visible sweat stains can be seen under the boar's armpits. Some weather we're having, huh?
Welcome to Ghostly Fruits. I mean Sunny Fruits.
Sir, please, it's not safe. There's a ghost in here. The ghost stops leaping about and points at the boar. He grabs the bento box and throws it at him. Look out! He turns swiftly and catches the flying bento with his bandaged hand. Whoa!
You break it, you buy it.
You're not taking me alive!
But you're not alive. The ghost slams as many items as he can and chucks them at the boar. His throws are inconsistent, picking up some items and facing through others at random. A bag of flour flies past your head and explodes its contents behind you. Everyone, stay back.
I can take him.
What? Kid, leave it to the professional. Excuse me? The dog's face contorts into a confused brow. Hey, shopkeep, catch! The boar tosses the bento box at you and pulls out an empty jar from the label honey on it. He runs forward, dodging flying foodstuffs until he's closed half the distance with the ghost. Sensing danger, the ghost makes a dash for the right. The boar raises the jar at the ghost and opens the lid. A powerful vortex of air begins to blow, sucking in the ghost.
No, please, no.
His screams are muted the moment he is sucked into the jar. Gotcha! The boar seals the jar and turns to you in your dazed eyes. And that's one successful exorcism. You stand dumbfounded by the state of the store. Training certainly never covered how to handle customers this nuts. You really ought to get a raise for having to deal with this. Your heart is thumping fast and is overwhelmed by the torrential waves of fear, dread, and anger. You stomp angrily out of the counter and point at the boar. Hey.
You.
Me? Yes, you.
And you too.
You turn to the dog who's watching the scene with a cold, annoyed gaze. Look at all this mess! You throw your hands in the direction of all the mess and wildly flail your arms in disbelief by what has happened. Someone needs
To pay for all this. So, which one of you is it?
You point accusingly at the boar, then the dog. Let's save real quick. Here we go. Relax, shopkeep. I was just doing my job. It took me weeks to set up this trap. Trap?
You mean you've been planned this whole time?
This whole thing?
You're the reason I'm in this mess in the first place?
I mean, technically. But you know what they say, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. You scowl at the pig. Okay, here, maybe this will make... He reaches for something in his pants pocket and pulls out a fist of glimmering black dust. What? He tosses the dust onto you and the dog. What in the world? The dog takes a step back and shakes his head vigorously. The moment the dust hits, your vision blurs and you feel drowsy for a second before you regain your senses. Okay folks, here's how it went down. This shop was possessed by a violent ghost and that's how all this happened today. He widens his stance and gestures to all the damage surrounding you. His exaggerated posing makes it hard to take him seriously. But, lucky you, I'm here to help. The name's Morris Boris, professional exorcist. Here's my card. He pulls out 2 business cards, handing one to each of you, to the dog and you. Now, for a reasonable fee, I'd be happy to come back here and help you. Did I use too much bygones be bygones powder? What the hell are you talking about?
You just admitted to booby-trapping the store just to get that ghost.
How? That stuff's supposed to make y'all gullible as a gull. This matched effective? That powder only affects...
Affects those with no natural defenses against the supernatural, mortal.
Wait a minute. Who are you two? I'm Lucien.
A servant of God.
Your suspicions are confirmed. He is not working for Vendrake. The stiffness of your shoulders eases up a bit, but you're still not wholly comfortable with an angel standing beside you. You also wonder why Gary would be sending someone to look for you now, of all times. They named him Gary? Oh no. Oh no. God? Aren't you overdressed to be a priest? Think higher than that.
Bacon.
Bacon? Really? I haven't heard that since I was a wee lad. What about you, cashier? Don't address him so.
Don't inform me. He's,
You nonchalantly step on the dog's foot. Yep. I can introduce
Myself. I'm Kubalan. I've already had a history of seeing ghosts around me while I was growing up. Excuse me, and I don't need more of it now.
Not exactly a lie, but you don't need to tell anyone else who you really are. You reach out and grab Morris's bandaged wrist. Now, come with me.
I need to make a report, and you're going to pay for the damages in the store.
He pulls his arm free with more force than you anticipated. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Listen, I can pay, but I gotta turn in this little fella first. He pulls out the honey jar. Through the semi-transparent glass, you can see the ghostly hyena now shrunken to the size of an eraser. He's beating against the glass.
Don't let him take me. I don't want to be eaten.
Eaten?
Don't listen to him. The boar shakes the jar a few times, causing the ghost to scream. These ghosts will say anything to escape.
I'm not making it up. He's going to send me to the giant who'll eat me.
I'm afraid that isn't going to happen, Bacon. That ghost is coming with me.
The hell it is. Morse tries to
Keep away the jar, but Lucian moves too quickly and has his hand on its top. Let it go, Lucy. It's Lucian, and as an agent of God, I'm sending that escaped soul back to the underworld.
Are you mad? This is my bounty. Keep your dirty hands off of it. No.
You let's go. Mortals shouldn't be tampering with these sort of things.
Low growls rumble from both sides. Their eyes are locked onto one another with an uneasy ferocity. The fur on your back suddenly stands on end. You sense some kind of familiar energy radiating from Morris's bandaged hand.
I don't want to go. Not tasty.
Your head hurts a little bit from all the information coming in. The angel, the exorcist, and now this ghost. The unending sense of doubt paralyzes you from moving. Meanwhile, a tug of war for the ghost in the jar breaks out in front of you. The jar is pulled from side to side from one another, but neither of them holds on to the advantage. Let it go!
You're going to break the jar with your sausage fingers.
These sausage fingers will be going up your nose if you don't let go. This is getting nowhere.
Someone help me. I just want to live.
Your eyes widen and your hand reaches out for the jar, seemingly acting on its own. What are you doing?
Handle this on my own.
I'm not letting anyone walk
Out of here with that jar. Not until someone pays for all the damages.
Filled with newfound determination, you join the struggle for the jar. 3 men, 1 jar. I can't believe I said that. Each of you pull in one direction. The jar now stays locked in the middle without budging to any side. Just stay out of this. I'll pay for it later. Nuh-uh. It's up front
Or it's the police with you.
We're dealing with an escaped soul and you both can only think about money.
The veins on your forehead feel as if they're popping out from how strongly you're pulling on the jar. Suddenly, the jar somehow slips from everyone's grip and flies up into the air. Time seems to slow down as you all watch the jar spin and come falling back down by the call of gravity. Catch it! Morse and Lucy rush forward to catch the jar, but they end up running into each other. They miss the jar and it breaks into a million pieces as it lands with a loud crack. Freedom! The ghost springs out of the jar, warping back into its regular size before flying out the door. Ah, the soul! My rent money! Shit, I gotta get it back. Here, if it comes again, call me. Morris tosses another one of his business cards at you before darting off. Hey, wait!
That ghost is going back into the underworld.
Lucian turns to you. Find me at the Lazarus.
Lazarus?
Isn't it supposed to be Lazarus?
Anyway, find me at the Lazarus warehouse. Kovalon, I know you need help. That's why I'm here. Just trust me and come find me so that we can talk this through.
But I... With that, the dog runs out of the store as well. And you're left all alone in the wrecked store. Looking at the mess you need to clean up, you sigh heavily. We should probably save right here. My goodness, we have been streaming this game for 2 hours and 33 minutes, and it is 4 a.m. for me right now. So I should probably be getting into bed. But yeah, this has actually been a really fun time. Captain Seb, technically I was only planning to go for maybe 2 hours, but we went 2 hours and 33 minutes. I still have schoolwork to manage tomorrow, so it's probably irresponsible for me to stay up past 4 a.m. Doing all this. But I'm glad I was able to hang out with you guys. So yeah, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. We have streamed for 2 hours and 35 minutes. Yeah, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Thank you, East Siberian, Captain Seb, and there's one more. Let me find your name. Priest's Own, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and for lurking and all this good stuff. Let's see. Yeah, and that's the new emote. Glad you're using it. Yeah. So we should probably raid someone. I'm not sure if Darth is actually streaming right now. I think she did an early stream in the daytime. Good for her. Because it is late. Oh, I know who to raid. Alright. It is furry time, Captain Seb. I know. It is furry time for you. Whether you believe you're a furry or not. Because we're going to Curly the Cat stream. He's a VR chat streamer. And he's actually really fun. He has a great personality. So I hope you enjoy him. Because that is... Don't cry. You know you're a furry. Anyway. Do. Curly. The cat. We're gonna start the raid now. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you all have a good day, good night, good whatever. Just make sure you have a good one. Farewell and enjoy the cat. Ow! Raid now.